Hello and welcome to the sewing studio. So I'm here with Jeanette and we're going to, well actually I'm going to show Jeanette how to make the layout for this quilt. So lots of people have asked how this was done. This was part of our Charm Pack challenge and it's really, really quick and easy. So you're going to be a whiz at this,
Okay.
So I'm just going to talk you through what I did, because I kind of made it up as I went along. So you take a charm pack and the first thing you do is you need 25 of your bigger squares, but you're going to cut those down. You're going to cut those down to 4.5.
Yep.
Because when we've done the 4 patch, obviously that brings that down.
It'll come out at 4.5.
Oh, does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm waffling a bit here, aren't
You're
I?
fine.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of our Charm Pack squares and I'm going to just do it under the
Do you know what the fabric
camera.
What that is?
Well, this was Ponderosa. It was what was left. You know, I did the other charm, my Yellowstone.
Your Yellowstone, yes.
This was the squares that were left over
that's
from
really
that.
nice.
It's pretty, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is
I
very
wish I'd
nice.
got more of it actually. Anyway, so what we're going to do is this has got to come down to 4.5. But what I tend to do is cut a quarter off all the way round, because then I'm getting rid of the frilly
edges. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I'm just literally going to take a quarter.
Yeah, because some people get put off by the pinked edge as to where they need to put it with the 1/4 inch.
I get asked that question, do you?
Yeah.
Where do they take the quarter from? These ones aren't so bad because they're quite small.
Yeah,
pinks.
but some of them are quite big. Yeah.
And it can be the difference of a quarter.
Yeah.
So I always say to people, go to the bottom of the pink, and as long as you keep it all the same, it works. Right, so.
And they differ. They're not all the same.
Yeah, this is very true. I mean, I love a pre-cut, but you've got to be consistent, haven't you?
Yeah. I'll be your helper.
I was going to say, you're
handy helper again.
You're tidying me up.
Well, I think everybody should have a friend to sew with in their sewing room.
Oh, so do I.
Be a lot more fun and we'd get things done a lot quicker, I think.
A tidier-upper.
A tidier-upper.
And a presser.
A presser. And a...
Definitely need a presser.
Bring me a drink.
Oh, yes. Too early for a gin?
Probably.
Right. So, we've come down to 4.5. So, the next thing we need is we need to make a 4 patch. So, the other thing you can do is you take one of your 5-inch squares and literally you're just going to cut it into 4.
So you do it from individual squares rather than...
I do, but I know some people do a strip where they might sew all of these to a 2.5-inch strip. But I actually like to cut them all down and then sit and chain piece.
I tend to cut them like this. I think it's a bit more accurate. For me, I get more accuracy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, well, it's personal choice, isn't it, at the end of the day?
And I'm used to working with a lot of 2.5-inch squares, so it's not a... Because you've still got to sew and cut, whichever method you do.
Yes, even if you join long ones, you've still got to sub-cut them, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you cut your remaining charm packs.
Yeah. So you said 25 of the 4.5.
25 of 4, and then the remainder go into the little ones.
Go into 4 patches.
And it depends how big you want to make the quilt. If you're making it out of your scraps, you can make it as big as you want or
just keep
small
going.
as you want.
Yeah.
So the next thing we do is we're going to create this 4 patch. So I had a 5-inch square of white, which I've cut down. So I'm now going to recreate this. So I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and I'm going to recreate this.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to choose a different colour because I've cut some more now. So I'm going to have that one and that one.
Okay.
Just bring the changes.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. There's nothing for you to clear up while I'm doing that.
I can just watch you.
Do you want to go and pour that gin?
Ice and slice?
Yes, please. And if I was doing this, the whole quilt, I would just sit and chain all of those.
Yeah.
together. So
So
then,
do you press in between then with the iron? Is that what you're going to do?
well, I am now, but
Would you at home?
normally, yeah.
Oh.
Well, once I've done all of these, once I've done all of these, this big long chain,
Yeah.
then I snip them all. I go over to the iron, I press them all individually.
Yeah, I don't iron in between. I make the 4 patch and then I iron.
Oh, you see?
Yeah, we are, isn't it?
That's because you're more accurate than me as
No,
well.
I just think
probably.
it's just
I have
how
to.
you do it, isn't it?
Oh, right. No, I press all mine in between.
Oh, well, there we are.
Right, I'm just going to go
Yeah,
to the iron.
dozy-do.
Oh, I'll have to try that. So
Yeah.
you make the 4 patch without any pressing?
Yeah, I just finger press at the machine.
Oh. All right, I'm going to do that later.
Okay. This is why doing stuff together is really interesting sometimes, because you see different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just going to butt those seams up, but you did mention earlier on about, what did you call it?
Swirling your seam.
Right, okay. It's
We'll
probably
have a
too
look
late.
at that. No, it's after you've put it together.
After I've put it together?
Yeah, it's
Oh, right, okay. So I've pressed it towards the dark side.
Yep.
And I'm just going to join it like that.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I'm really intrigued now.
So if you want to put that under the close-up a minute before you take it to the iron.
Right, so we're not going to press it yet, no?
Not yet, but
Right.
I'll just show. So when you open that, if you push all your seams so they're going in one direction, so if we do that as if it's going, that's anti-clockwise, but it doesn't really matter. You'll see that centre will open and it will sort of make like a little mini 4 patch.
Yeah.
And that just reduces the bulk there. It just distributes that centre.
Wow!
So when you take that to the iron now, if you press that, it just means that that centre point will just lay a little bit flatter.
Oh my goodness, how many years have I been doing patchwork?
Well,
and I never knew that.
Well, this is the...
Have you always done that?
Yeah, a long time. When I first started, no, and I used to get really bulk, particularly like pinwheels, because you can do it any block, and you'd get that really big bump in the centre, particularly with pinwheels. But if you do that, it just helps even out.
Oh, wow.
And I don't even know where I first saw it.
That's just so clever, isn't it? Because definitely, I know what you mean with pinwheels. That's why I don't like doing it.
You've got
you've got all this
bump.
sort of loads of layers.
Yeah. When you do it on a pinwheel, it will make like a little mini pinwheel in the centre.
How exciting.
There we are, give that a press now.
I'll give that a press. I'll press both sides. I'm excited. I'm easily pleased.
I think we actually had a viewer saying, because I think I said it once in a video, how, swirl your seams, and somebody went, how do you swirl your seams? So whoever that was, hopefully that's covered that.
Well, thank you, whoever you are, because I've learnt something. Oh, amazing.
And it just sits a lot flatter.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to lay it out. I'm not actually going to put it all together. So basically this is all you need. And as big as you want or as small as you want, depending on the size of the quilt that you want to make. I mean, this one I did a...
Should we just open it out?
I'll take these out of the way a minute, and then we're going to lay those in a sec.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to check my measurements because I'm trying to remember. I did this little pink fillet.
Yeah.
Or fillet.
Fillet.
Posh. And that was cut at 1 inch, and it was folded in half right sides together, and then put that onto the quilt. And we have got a YouTube video.
I know, I've seen you do that before.
Showing you how you can do that.
Yeah, you have.
And then the border I must have I cut it at 3. So that's 2.5 there. So again, you could do a bigger border if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I think I was limited to the fabric that I had left
Well,
over.
sometimes we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I put the binding the same as the fillet, and which was a lovely bit of bright pink.
I really like the
batik.
pink, because you've got a lot of pink in there, so that really pulls everything together.
But if I just show you the back before I come to the layout. So the back, I had...
Oh, yeah, look at this.
all these odd bits of fabric in my stash. I had bits and pieces left over. So I didn't have enough white, so I just put all that together.
in.
And actually this white on white here is a different one to that, but it doesn't matter, it's on the
I
back.
wouldn't have
You're not
noticed
gonna
that
know.
until you'd pointed that out. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have.
So just made it work, I just made it fit.
Yeah.
I think it's quite interesting sometimes, isn't it, to have a
Interesting
the
back. Yeah.
And you're using up all your bits and pieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was what we did for the Charm Pack challenge, and as I say, I made it up as I went along. So basically,
So
all
how
I
many blocks
did.
across? Have you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
Is it 10 down? 1,
Five.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9, 10.
10, yeah.
10 by 10.
So that's probably something to do with why I said I needed 25 of these.
Yeah.
But as I say, I did sort of make it up, really.
Yeah, so you've got twice as many plain.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely.
So to lay it out, sorry.
That's all right, Al.
You just need to go, so let's say you started with, let's go with a 4.5, then you go with a 4.5 white, and then you do one of your 4 patches.
Yep.
So I'd probably take a bit more time, you know, with the colour here.
Planning what goes where.
If I was doing
Yeah.
it, you know, if it was just me at home. And then I do another white, then another plain, and then another
White.
white. No, hang on, I want a white, don't I?
Yeah.
So yes.
So you're alternating between.
Who's supposed to be telling
I can
who?
see the pattern.
Yeah.
I can see the...
So you can see. You're meant to go.
I'm good at patterns.
A square, a white, a 4 patch, a white, a square, a white, and so
4
on
patch
like
and a white.
that. Right. So
Yeah.
come on then. What's on the next row then?
Well,
what
I
do we do
suppose there
next?
you'd have a white.
Yeah, we've run out for the demo. But anyway,
We'll steal that one.
Yeah. So then.
Now, did you
would
go 4
have-
patch next? Or did you do...
I don't know. Let's have a look. Like I said, I made it up as I went
Oh,
along.
no,
I need one of them.
Yeah, you kept your...
Yeah. So one of them.
So they're chaining.
Then a white. Let's just pretend that this one's a white. Gosh,
Okay,
it's
I'll
hot
turn
in
it
the
over.
studio. Is this embarrassment? I can't decide. Just pretend it's a white. Just
I thought that was the front. That's the back.
no, just pretend it's a white, Jeanette.
This is
Then
why
we
we don't
have-
let us do this very often.
Let me have the 4 patch. Let me have a white. Anyway, you get the gist.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
we'll do is we'll just show the viewers that again, so
Yeah.
they get the gist.
It's just the layout as to where... But that makes sense.
Yes.
And also, just the other thing that I've noticed in the pattern, just to point out to viewers as well, is your 4 patches, you've made sure that all your colour squares are going in the same direction, so you're not twisting them.
Because that's when I laid it out. That's what I was looking at. I was
Yeah.
looking at this sort of pattern, so it was going like that.
Yeah.
And then the whites were going
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So there was method in my madness. And what that did then, that made it easier for me to quilt. But because we'd got the whites coming down, I
You could just go
quilted
point to point. Yeah,
in
through
the white.
through
It
the
made it
points.
so much easier.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, right,
Perfect.
that's how you make it.
Ta-da! Charm Pack Challenge.
So I hope you've been able to make sense of this tutorial. And yeah, have a go with your charm packs. And don't forget to send in your pictures of what you've made. We love to see what you've made. And you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's still laughing. That was fun.
It was chaos.